Hey, Magic fans. This is your captain speaking. We're back again. We've got more leaks for Thunder Junction. We've got a little voltage issue. The vault, that is. Card spoilers from Thunder Junction. It's going to be a good time. I think you're going to like them. So don't forget, comment, like, subscribe. We're almost 800. We're just scratching the surface on our way to 1,000 subscribers. Once we get there, we're going to have some cool giveaways. It's going to be a good time. Subscription is free. It supports the channel, keeps us sponsor free. Unless one of you guys know who ShamWow's running around with these days, because I'm still looking. Anyway, don't forget links in the description in case you want to support the channel and buy some cards from the box opening series. With all that said, let's get into it. This is getting boring. All right, our very first card, we have the Ancient Cornucopia. That's actually some pretty sweet art, I'm not going to lie. Green and 2 for an artifact. Whenever you cast a spell, that is one or more colors, so basically anything but an artifact or Eldrazi. You may gain 1 life for each of the spell's colors. Do this only once each turn. Add 1 mana of any color. All right, and I thought it was going to be busted. It's just okay, but it's still a mythic. I don't think this is going to be all that great, really, in any format. I mean, yeah, you can gain 5 life in a multicolored deck, but that means you also got to be playing green. It only adds 1 color. You have to have green to play it. It's a 3-mana rock. There's just better things out there. But, I mean, who knows? I mean, it might be playable in Commander. And Next, we have the Generous Plunderer. That's what they used to call me in high school. Yeah, minus all that, actually. Anyway, red and 1 for a 2/2 with Menace. Pretty good rate. Beginning of your upkeep, you may create a treasure token. Wow. When you do, target opponent creates a tapped treasure token. All right, so that kind of makes it even. Whenever Generous Plunderer attacks, it deals damage to defending player equal to the number of artifacts they control. That's funny. Yeah, have a treasure token. Smack you in the face. So this is good. Gonna be good for limited. This might see standard play. I mean, it's got Menace. It does extra damage because they have artifacts. It ramps you in red, which is not something we normally see. I don't know if it's going to be good in Commander. I mean, it might be. But also might not do enough for a Commander, that is. So there's that. This might be okay in some older formats because it is cheap enough, but also still very killable. And giving your opponent mana rocks doesn't really help out in other older formats. So, All right, moving on. Next, we have Harvester of Misery. 2 black and 3 for a 5/4 Menace. When it enters the battlefield, other creatures get -2/-2 to end a turn. For a black and 1, discard Harvester of Ministries to give a -2/-2 till end of turn. This is sweet. It does target your creatures, which can be bad. However, a -2/-2 Wrath effect basically is phenomenal. This is going to be great in limited. This is going to be pretty good in standard, I'm not going to lie. 5 mana, 5/4 that kills the entire opponent's team. Pretty good, especially with Boros Convoke, which I've been playing a lot of. Will make this probably a pretty popular card. Good in Commander as well. I mean, you can do some serious board wipeage with this. Plus the ability to discard it for a black and 1 makes it the cheapest board wipe for a -2/-2 that we have. I'm sorry, it's target creature. Still makes it removal, still makes it good. Honestly, kind of makes it better in standard and limited because you can target it then. But, hey, well, you know, seems pretty sweet. But again, though, in standard for 5 mana, I mean, you're fighting with like things like Shieldred, Massacre Girl. Like, there's so many good black cards. Good lord. All right, now we have Tarnation Vista. Sorry, bad accent. Enters the battlefield, tap. As it enters, choose a color. Tap for 1 mana of the chosen color, or for 1 and tapping it. For each color among monocolor permanents you control, add 1 mana of that color. Holy shnikey, is this amazing. Not only is it mana fixing, but if you untap with this, and let's say you play a 5 mana card that is 1 of every color, for 1 mana and then tapping this, you get 5. You get 1 of every color. For each color among monocolor permanents you control, add 1 mana. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Of monocolor permanents. So you got to have monocolor permanents for it to work. But still, 2 monocolor permanents, 1 mana equals 2. This is going to be very easily playable in limited, definitely standard. Although it may not be good enough because with fast lands and everything else we got going on, this might not be a thing, but could be. And this may be a pretty good land for Commander. Just because, well, those 3-4 color decks, like, tapping this one land for 3 mana is pretty sweet, I'm not gonna lie. Next, we have Hostile Investigator, a black and 3 for a 4/3. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent has to discard a card. Not bad for a 4-mana 4/3. Whenever one or more players discard one or more cards, Investigate only triggers once each turn. That definitely makes it playable unlimited. Again, don't think it's good enough for standard, just because we still have Shieldred and God knows everything else in black that's in that format. And for the older stuff, 4 mana is too much, and it just doesn't do enough. Maybe modern if you're gonna pull it out of the graveyard, but there's a better stuff to pull out of the graveyard than this. Now, Commander, probably playable, not gonna lie. Next, we have Sandstorm Salvager. So this sweet little fella, Human Artificer, maybe not a fella, maybe a girl, woman, young lady. Anyway, green and 2 for this 1/1 Human Artificer. When it enters the battlefield, you get to create a 3/3 colorless golem artifact creature token. Ooh. For 2 tap, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature token you control. They gain trample to the end of turn. Holy shnikey. This is amazing. Not only is it just good and limited, because for 3 mana you get a 4/4 power and toughness, which you can then later tap and make your stuff just get bigger. It'll be good for standard for the same reason. Commander also, but not to mention also in Commander, it says token. So if you have 5 creature tokens, you tap this Human Artificer. Every creature token you get gets a +1/+1 counter. And then they also get trample. This is like the Build-A-Bear Workshop version of Overrun. I'm going to make them a little bigger and they got trample, but I won't attack. I'm going to make them a little bigger and they got trample, but I'm not going to attack. Okay, now they're monstrous, they have trample, and I'm coming in big time. Like, this is insanely good. This is going to be a cool card. It's going to be a fun card. It's going to be a powerful card, especially if you don't deal with it. Woo. Yeah. Moving on. Next, we have the Lost Jitte. That's right. They reprinted Jitte, except it's Jitte Light or Lost. Anyway, 1 colorless legendary artifact. Whenever it equip creature deals combat damage, put a charge counter on the Jitte. You can remove the charge counter for 1 thing, untap a land, target creature can't block, or put a +1/+1 counter on equipped creature. This is so good. Yeah, you can't gain life with the old Jitte, but, let's be honest here. The ability to untap a land, +1/+1 counters on your creature, it's insanely good. It equips for 1, it casts for 1, limited all-star. It'll probably be a standard all-star because of the whole target creature can't block thing. Like, that's just going to get your guys in big time. Any kind of land ramp or land manipulation deck, especially in like Commander or something, where you can get a creature in and then untap your land that produces, a mana for every swamp you have or some silly schnikey. This is good. It's going to be popular, and I like it. It's good to see the old GTA again. All right, we have Delusions of Greed. Black and 3 enchantment. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you draw 3 cards, gain 6 life, and create 3 2/1 black bat creature tokens with flying. Seems fine, not broken at all. At the beginning of your end step, you have to discard a card, lose 2 life, and sacrifice a creature. When Delusions of Greed leaves the battlefield, you discard 3 cards, lose 6 life, and sacrifice 3 creatures. Woo, boy, that's a rough one. This could be good and bad all at once. As part of a combo deck, the ability to draw 3 cards, gain 6 life, and make 3 tokens is great. And if you're getting ready to go off, this may be a key integral part of it, or it may buy you the 1 turn you need to go off. as long as it doesn't leave the battlefield. But still, if it leaves the battlefield, the only thing you're going to lose is all your creatures, technically 2 life, and you have to discard 3 cards, which if you use them all, it's not a real big deal. I think this has potential. We're going to have to wait to see how it is manipulated or tried to be abused. But I think there will be something for this because, oh, wait a minute. Ain't there a card in this set that says give away a permanent? Lay this and then give it to your opponent? Yeah. Let's not go too much into that before someone gets the wrong idea. Like me, haha. Anyway, next we have Bristlebud Farmer, 2 green and 2 for a 5/5 trampler. Seems fair, yeah. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 food tokens. Yeah, why not? When it attacks, you may sacrifice a food. If you do, mill 3 cards. You may put a permanent card from among them into your hand. Yeah, this is completely fair. There's no way this could be busted in any way, shape, or form. God, this is busted. 4 mana 5/5 with trample is already too much. You get 2 food, so you can mill yourself 3 times, and then put a permanent card in your hand. That could be a land, big fat creature, or whatever. Limited All-Star, Standard All-Star, Commander All-Star. Hell, this might be good enough in like Pioneer and the big green Devotion deck. This is just it's insane. So good. Oh my god, it's so good. All right, moving on. And we have Collector's Cage, white and 1, Hideaway 5. Anybody remember what that does? As you look at top 5 cards in your library, put 1 under it. Anyway, for 1 and tapping, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Then, if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, you may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. Pretty good. More of a commander card or limited card. Just because getting 3 creatures with all having different toughnesses is harder than it sounds. We'll just leave it at that. But could be played in Standard Convoke because all the creatures do have different toughnesses. You could get it out pretty quick. It's not a creature though, so maybe not. But it's an artifact. It's sacrificable. Talking myself into it. Anyway, it seems good. We just have to wait to see how good. With that said, guys, that's all of it for today. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me. Until next time, be kind. And as always, hope to see you across from the game table. Probably playing big green plant demons. Jesus Christ.